好. I'm kind of burning my hand. Oh. Even though it's a little early for fried chicken. And not the kind of thing I'd expect to eat at a funeral. It's pretty unbelievable.
The island nation of Taiwan is known for its incredible food culture, and Taiwan's outdoor banquets, known as bandou, are one of the country's oldest food traditions. Prepared by village chefs, or zongpo sai, who specialize in cooking for hundreds of people at a time, outdoor banquets can be a celebration of any occasion, from weddings and birthdays to festivals, elections, and even funerals.
Let's get some food. I like stinky tofu. This is pretty heavy on the stink.
If I think of eating at a funeral in Canada or the States, it's pretty much bland catering sandwiches and soggy fruit plates that come to mind. But in Taiwan, they do things a little differently. My friend George invited me to attend his grandfather's funeral and eat at the outdoor banquet prepared in his honor. He had already been filming the lead-up to the funeral and hoped that our film could be a record of his grandfather too. Lin Hexiuju was the village chef in charge of the funeral feast. At 4 a.m. the morning of the funeral, I joined her at the largest fish market in northern Taiwan, where she threw down cash on sushi-grade salmon, shrimp, and shellfish. It's unusual for a village chef to be a woman, but Xiuju, who also runs a small restaurant, was clearly on top of her game.
I want to point out that the stack of seafood we bought is taller than the woman cooking it.
When we arrived in George's hometown of Shuangxi, it was cold, damp, and rainy. People were paying their respects to George's grandfather, who had been a town council leader.
为什么要看那个棺材？
陪伴，一边一位亲人陪伴着他，
一直会有人。
是不能离开。
They're cooking outside because it's traditionally really important for all of this funeral stuff to happen as close to the home as possible. And we're basically like 10 steps from where the family of the deceased lives. The first order of business is preparing food for all of the people who have come early. Their job is to make food for people that will fill them up and maybe make them feel a little bit better. So, yeah, it's food made with love.
就是台湾习俗，就是说有头有尾啦。在生吃一粒豆啦，死都爱拜地头啦。在生的时候再怎样孝顺的话，死了还是要吃你一个猪头的意思。我们今天特别准备这个麻油鸡。这个麻油鸡是要给那个抬棺的意思。像他们今天这个棺材大概要16位至20位了。那有时候会比较有年轻的人会怕闪到腰，所以一定要吃一碗，先吃一碗这个麻油鸡，这是鸡还有肉。
但是不能开车哦，开车喝酒会酒驾，这个酒很多很浓。
我今天出去经过20年的10位、30年，出去一家新集团。
I sat down with a team of pallbearers who were having lunch before getting to business. There was a lot more food than I was expecting.
Yeah, the chicken is super, super tender. And it's got like a little tingly from the alcohol. The broth is basically just like booze with some chicken juices in it. Like when you sip it, it kind of is like doing a weak shot almost. There's basically like something for everyone. You've got the mayoji, which is the traditional thing that you have to eat if you're gonna be preparing to carry the coffin. But everything else is just like people like to eat good food. And some might like the pork more, some prefer to eat fish or other seafood. They want to make sure that no one goes hungry and everyone's satisfied. So this is the spread.
像我就喜欢吃这个，我就喜欢吃这个什沙拉肉。
我也是。A lot of these guys aren't young either, and they definitely need as much warmth and energy as they can get before the hard work that's about to come. After eating all of this stuff, carrying a coffin up a hill in the rain is not necessarily the first thing that comes to mind.
All the while, the rest of the funeral guests were tucking into lunch. I sat down to eat with George when he returned. Admittedly, he wasn't that hungry.
外公很特别要求的就是不能让客人吃得不好，然后没吃到东西。过完年到妈祖生日之前这段时间，这里有一种叫送终潮，就是老人们一个一个过世。那其实这个吃这个丧事的办桌的机会就相对很多。其实东西好吃，可是心情其实是难过的。
这种办桌的习俗会不会越来越少？
它其实是一个很恐怖的事情。当这些老师傅找不到徒弟可以教，然后老人们一个一个回归到土里面去之后呢，你说这种文化会不会消失？我们尽可能把它维持着这可爱的文化，但是我们不希望它消失，因为它是联系我们亲朋好友邻里之间情感的很主要的一项很怀念的活动——办桌。
I wanted to learn more about the origins of village chef cuisine, so I traveled to its birthplace, the small town of Neimen in southern Taiwan.
林老板你好。
你好，
你好，你好。
好像美国人哦。
我是加拿大人。
加拿大。
对。
Lin Ruizhang has been a village chef for more than 40 years. He works with his wife and youngest son, catering outdoor banquets and serving local specialties from the front of his apartment. When I arrived, Lin's son, Lin Qiming, was preparing the family's signature pork leg.
它味道还没有很出来啦。对，现在比较咸嘛。然后等它猪肉的本身的甜度出来都不会那么咸。对。
While the pork was cooking, the elder Lin showed me his take on sweet and sour fish.
那我就做一条鱼哈。我们炸的时候要炸给它金黄色。
It's super crispy, and they just put it back in the wok for a second to kind of flash fry it again.
这个是我们要加上去的料，要酸、甜、辣、蒜头、洋葱、白胡椒、醋，还有一点高汤，还要加一点点糖，因为酸甜，还加一点糖。现在在滚了，甜咸差不多了哈。那我们勾芡一下，慢慢勾芡，用小火。番茄酱，那个这个酸酸的，那我们给它加上去，就是糖醋鱼，酸甜辣全部有了。
好，我放在桌上吗？
放在我们要吃的。
好。
好，来，陪我喝酒，生日快乐！来，打开。
哪一位的生日？
有朋自演员来，在大家一起聚餐的话，都是会经常讲说生日快乐，Happy Birthday
原来
这是我们台湾的那个族语啊，高兴欢乐一场。
I was still pretty full from the previous day's funeral feasting, but it wasn't hard to convince myself to keep eating.
我为什么要传给儿子？对我来说，是我传给下一代，一道饭行家啦。我不传给他，他去做那螺丝工厂，他就隔行如隔山呐。像你，你干什么的？你要换一个头颅，不一定你会胜任。就是你家在做什么，你的儿子都跟做啦，都做了。他喜欢做这个， 然后我就放给他。
从小就开始看了，很小的时候就跟着爸爸，
还没有生他的看东西啊。
爸爸的厨艺那么好，我一样学起来，就要尽量跟爸爸做的一样，只是再去创新，再改变一些菜色这样。
餐厅里的饭跟办桌的饭有哪一些不一样？
餐厅它本身他们会有一些就是冷藏的设备，然后像我们这个出去开始做，全部的食材都是新鲜的，一整个流程做下来就是到上桌，都是现场制作。
你觉得这个就办桌的文化，它未来会怎么样？
我的感觉是好像台湾越来越没有那个人情味。以前是你要嫁娶新妇，嫁女儿是什么？都会桌子帮忙洗菜，隔壁什么都来。现在那个人情味没有了，一直没落。不是菜色的问题，也不是什么，是人情问题。
Even if the traditional role of the village chef risks slowly fading away, interest in the old school culinary masters and their outdoor banquets is seeing something of a resurgence. I wanted to see what the future of village chef-style food could have in store, so I went to meet Wen Guozhi, an expert in traditional Taiwanese recipes, at the culinary school where he teaches in Taoyuan. 我现在就比较好奇的就是，因为总泡菜这个职业是一个很古老的一个职业，但是现在就又有一些新发展的一些趋势，所以我想了解一下你们怎么看。
以前叫做师徒制，以前的中泡菜厨师他是只有国小毕业或是没有读书就直接去当中泡菜，现在叫做师生制。好，那师生制的部分呢，透过很多的东西在教育上面，所以厨师的一个知识都会有很大的提升。好，我们今天要做的这个菜叫做菊花笋丝干贝。好，这是中泡菜里面的一个菜色哈。胡萝卜皮哈，它表面的粗纤维，把它做一个去皮的片刀跟剁刀，这2把刀哈，就是几乎切了90%的所有食材啊。以前可能因为物资比较贫乏哦，我们这中餐就是2把刀就可以展现所有刀工。
I had thought I was a decent cook, but next to Wen Guozhi, I felt pretty inept, even when it came to frying an egg or stir-frying some vegetables. This is the part where the music is supposed to come on.
它有一个淡淡的笋香味，好，跟香菇的味道。因为这个干贝哈，它是软的口感，这个有一点脆脆的，好，所以它有一个层次。
总泡菜的行业，感觉它也带一种对社会的一个责任，
人情味很重啊。人家说台湾最美丽的风情就是人情味。看他们的身材就知道。那中泡菜它只是在这个整个厨师行业里面的一个小部分而已，所以厨师的定义应该是说，我们要把整个厨师的知识水平、技术做很大的提升。
I don't know when I'll next be eating pork buns with a funeral marching band, or helping fry a fish on the side of the road. But it was exciting to see a younger generation of Taiwanese keeping village chef traditions alive. Whether it involves cooking outdoors under a tarp or flirting with molecular gastronomy in a fancy kitchen, this is food that's meant to be shared.